Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a 36-year-old from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. His hockey journey has taken him to Canada, the USA, Germany, and he is a legend of Wales and the Shed. And he returns for his hat-trick appearance after episode 62 and 129 have combined for 1,923 goals, plays, or lessons. Perhaps that is because he played 4 seasons in the Shed's honey hole and won Defenseman of the Year every single time for the entire league, folks. And won the Challenge Cup with yours truly, and won it again later, and the playoffs, and the league 2 times. Once scoring an end-to-ender to seal it, and once was the player of the year for the whole league. He is also about to head to Wales for Josh Batch's testimonial, but it hasn't been that long since he's been there, as he just had a night in his honor to celebrate his average career and did not spray paint himself or get topless. Welcome back to my shed, Andrew Hotham.
Was I supposed to get topless? I feel like I needed to work out a little bit
you
more.
were gonna. Well, I know I got topless and I hadn't worked out.
You have quite the confidence, though. I'm not quite at your level of.
I don't know if it's confidence. I just realized I don't care anymore. Ship a sail.
What's going on, Wally?
Not much. Playoff weekend over there, eh? Is it weird when we just like look? Do you look at scores? Do you keep tabs?
I follow them on Instagram,
Right.
so I get all the updates and things from there. But if I was to go and like really look at scores, and I'd probably miss it too much.
That's kind of what's happened to me lately. It's very strange feeling, actually. I started really caring about teams again, to the point where I'm like checking the live scores. That hasn't happened in a long time, you know? Issues.
Not unless you have some money on it, but
I don't even have money on it. I have chocolate on it. I was right into the Manchester Storm this season. Felt like a part of it. I really was invested, and now with Cardiff, Franny came to the Shed. Then they threw mint arrows on the ice for him.
so it's been a while. So what is going on with this chocolate stuff?
It's something. Well, it started with Matt Carruth, who's going to the finals in Denmark. This is what I'm talking about. I care too much about once I get to know people in the Shed that I care. And that Matt Carruth just won Game 7 to go to the finals. So he's playing for a championship and a gold helmet, which is cool. But the Twix
Do
started in
goalies get
Cardiff.
gold helmets?
The whole team does. Yeah, it's not like Germany where the leading scorer, it's like your trophy.
But does he get like a goalie gold helmet, or is it just
No,
like
he'd get the same
the whole
player
team
one.
get a whole?
Yeah, you
Does
would
the
get a
whole team get
goalie
one?
Yeah.
Or does everybody get
Each
one?
guy gets one. You get to go out on the town with them on.
So
You
why
get to
doesn't he
keep
get a
it.
goalie one?
I don't know. I don't know how he gets the same trophy as everybody else. It's like a medal, you're not allowed to actually use them. It says right on them you can't use them in real hockey, but you actually can. I don't have the balls to wear a gold helmet in old timers, I haven't pulled her out yet.
So maybe getting a shot in the face with a goalie with a gold helmet on is not going to really protect you.
No, not really. But the chocolate, Matt Carruth started at Cardiff, then he goes to Denmark. Twix go with him, right? We had a pod start of the year, got things going. Then he had 5 shutouts in a row. No big deal. And then they took a shine to him. He's re-signed. Twix are a thing there. Like his agent wrote to me, like he's doing a snow angel on the ice, and there's Twix everywhere. His agent wrote, "Look at what you started." And then Franny just wrote to me this week and said, "Look at what you've started." And that was in Cardiff. But then in Manchester, I had on like the whole organization this season, and basically asked everybody what kind of chocolate they wanted. And every game, it just got bigger and better. And then they started running amok. And there's chocolate everywhere.
So here's $1 million question.
Yeah.
What chocolate bar do you want for Batchy's testimonial?
Oh, well, we did talk about that, folks, with my gals. I think, I don't know what, I have too many episodes. I think that was episode like 267. But anyways, I had my under 9 gals on and they want it. I told them, I promised them it would rain chocolate at Batchy's testimonial for them. And we talked about all the different kinds they want, but Zoe wants boosts, and she also wants Buenos, and Buenos are my favorite. How about you, Andrew?
I'm trying to think of some of the chocolate that was in the UK. It's different from here.
There's different, like, so the Cole family, there's a Sheffield and Cardiff fans that are married. I don't know how they get about with that going on, but they sent me a care package. Yeah, they sent me a care package with a Challenge Cup Championship t-shirt with all their names on the back and a package of chocolate from the UK that I talked about that I'd never had. And I got to try all these different kinds. It was really fun.
Nice.
Yeah, boosts are pretty good. Double deckers not that good. A Wispa, that thing was good.
I remember Wispas.
It's like
Ash is big into chocolate, and she used to have like the crunchy rocks.
Crunchy rocks. Are those ones that look like nerds around the outside of a chocolate bar?
It's more like chocolate balls, I would say. Comes in a little pack, like a little square pack. It's not
little chocolate balls.
Yeah, basically. It's like a crunchy bar here, but
crunchy bars are all right. They sent
but kind of in a little
crunchy's basically a coffee crisp without the coffee flavor, right?
Yeah, I'm a big coffee crisp fan.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, so I think we like for Batchy, for fun, for all the shed guys, and for my girls, I told them I'd bring back a bag of chocolate to dish out. Zoe and I'd go cruise around and give out all the different chocolate for my gals when we got back. I hope it happens for them, right?
That's if any chocolate makes it back, but yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Well, I'd have to bring it back for them. I promised, right?
Yeah. Maybe you'll get some at the airport. So aren't we flying together?
So that's how I have that written down, how we know each other. We are on the same flights in and out of Dodge.
She's like, what days do you want to go? Wally's picking this day and this day. I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be working. So the less time off, the better. But you know what? We'll just go for it. Whatever. I'm like, sign me up for whatever Wally's doing.
And that is arrive Thursday morning. Leave Wednesday night, arrive Thursday morning, run a muck until Monday. Head home Monday.
Yeah.
So muck running stops Sunday. Figure ourselves out and then head out Monday.
Oh, we'll see. I did the same thing when we were over there.
Yeah, and you just went.
Because we're gonna come home Sunday, but the game's on Saturday night. You want to have a good night.
You don't want to be thinking about leaving the next day. That's why I told Batchy and Mizey that it had to be Monday. Matthew Myers, when he booked the flight, he might have booked my flight over there, and he had to be flying out of like Gatwick or something at like 9 a.m. on the Sunday after the testimonial. And I'm like, are you serious? So no, I got that switched. The old switcheroo.
What time? I don't even know what time our flights are. I haven't really even paid attention.
Yeah.
I know I'm going at some point and
busy times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. This is my second trip to the shed today. Busy times. But yeah, so you just went over there. So did you cry? You got your heart. You don't cry. You don't even get choked up about nothing. You got a tough exterior. I know you're soft on the inside.
Yeah, I had a little tear.
Did you?
Standing out on the ice, and
did they do a video on the jumbotron for you?
They did.
Is that when you got choked up?
The video I was okay with, and then obviously Ash was out with me on the ice, and she kind of grabbed my arm, and I kind of looked over, and she's holding back tears, and I'm like, well, that's not good for me,
right?
So then I had to choke back a couple, but
just swallow.
No outpouring of.
No, I didn't either. Tears, I'm not a crier. I just can't talk right sometimes, But yeah, I found when they played a video, and I didn't expect that. I thought I just the goof that spray paint himself, and I thought I just dropped the puck, and I would have a laugh. I got naked again, but then they had like a real video, and I was like, whoa, whoa.
Was the video of the time when you hit in the stall in Sheffield? I'm like, why won't this door open? No, that was Manchester. Sorry. I'm like, why won't this door open? I'm like, someone's like, oh, the door broke while we were on warm up.
Yeah. Well, when there's only one toilet in the locker room, where are you supposed to hide? There's nowhere to hide. And I remember when Deese was saying, "Oh, the toilet broke or the door broke. It's locked and we can't get in." And I remember Herb the perv yelling, "If that's Wally in there, I'm gonna kill him." Then I came out and broke the axe at Richie's feet, and yeah, you guys went out one. So what all did you get up to when you went over there? Did you catch any oysters? That's what I did before my night. I went to the catch oysters with some of the fellas and the fans before.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, geez, it's 5 days and you think you got a lot of time, but by the end of it, there's not much time at all.
Mm-hmm.
We, like first night we got in, by the time we ended up getting into Cardiff, because I think our flight landed at 11, 12. And we met up with Kelly Hughes and his friend and his kid and the friend's kid. And I think we got back to Cardiff like 4 o'clock. And then we were having dinner with a couple of friends we met while we were over there. So then by the time we got in the hotel, it's basically, changed so you don't feel like a absolute piece of garbage. And we went over and got into the wine a little bit, had a good night with them, visited, got to meet their son. And
these were friends from Cardiff?
Yeah, so our dogs were best friends when we were over there. They lived in the same complex.
You had a dog couple.
Yeah, a dog couple, and we were trying to meet up with them a little bit during COVID, but then obviously COVID happened, and nobody could fly either way. So we ended up getting to see them for a night. I think we saw them 4 to the 5 days, which was
How do you become that good of friends because of your dogs? Were you guys at the same dog park and like they were just the dogs were eyeing each other up, and then you guys were like, well, they seem like a nice couple?
So Ash met them first. So Marv, when he was a puppy, when we were over there, he thought every dog was his best friend, and he would just run as fast as he can, short little fat legs on him. He'd run as fast as he can and just barrel over dogs. So then obviously some people got a little, scared or upset that their dog was getting tackled by Marv.
Yeah.
So Allie and Mark, friends there, they as they tell it, they had their dog Molly, and all of a sudden they just heard this woman in the background yelling, "He's friendly, it's okay." And then Marv came and just bulldozed their dog Molly. And then it just snowballed from there. And then it's just they lived in the same complex. And we take Marv out. The dogs would always go out and play, and then the dogs played. We get a set time. Dogs played, and then I can't remember how it started, but Ash was having the girls over or something, and she said to Ali, said, "Hey, why don't you come over for a couple of drinks?" And then Mark and I got pretty good friends, and then 4 of us were all drinking together, and then a night or two a week. This is just our last year, so the last 6 months basically.
It is fun meeting people outside of hockey because it's kind of rare in the hockey world that you meet people other than your teammates. Right?
It is, and we probably knew them for 6 months, and then we left for 5 years.
Right. Yeah.
And you just keep in touch with people, and it's kind of crazy, but it helps when they
wasn't
speak
it fun
English.
You got to go back and see them though, and get to go back to Cardiff?
Yeah, it was amazing to go back to Cardiff, see them, see the George brothers, see all the fans that we missed, and see all the boys that are still there. See Todd, see the owners. It was when you leave for a little bit and you don't really miss Cardiff at all or miss hockey, you kind of get over it, and then you go back and and I'm like, oh shit, you think I could still play hockey? Maybe I could go play another year.
Once you get around it, you realize how neat it was.
Right?
Yeah. And that was your job. You just had to play hockey.
What a job.
Yeah.
Go for lunch with the boys, have a shower with the boys.
Yeah, right.
You
go people pay you to exercise with your friends and compete, and then you get to go for lunch together, right? And
yeah, I tell everybody here that's the best life in the world. Other than practice in the mornings, we'd wake up, go to practice for an hour and a half, 2 hours. You'd be out there, you go get lunch, you go get coffee after that.
Maybe a nap.
Maybe a nap after that. Then
you never know how busy you are.
Yeah. Well, you always have to mix in a nap.
Go for lunch and you stay till dinner with the fellas.
That happens too.
That's what hockey was hockey, folks. That was a thing. Go for lunch, stay for dinner. Those are my favorite days. But yeah, when you get back around it, it can make you remember kind of like, I don't know. I guess when I came back, I thought about it as like, I almost felt like I needed to change who I was. I couldn't be that hockey guy, that goof, that, I guess, Wally guy. I had to be like business Brent, and that guy was a huge loser. And, when I realized I can be the same guy all the time and it's not a bad thing, much better feeling to get through the day, a lot happier now.
But what are you at work though still?
I'm Wally. Yeah. 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 It works out.
Your
I get
workers
shit
there
done.
have seen this and seen these podcasts, and they're like, yeah, like we know who you are now. Just be yourself.
Well, it's kind of like when I went over for Wally night there and I spray painted myself and like got topless in the crowd, though. It's like I came back to work there and like I'm the supervisor of the department, and they did have the pictures up on the wall in the office when I got back. So I walked in and I had a bit of anxiety. It was like, I don't know if I'm actually allowed to have fun anymore. I think I'm supposed to be serious and grown up now. And then I walked in and they were all laughing about it. I was like, I guess, yeah, everybody's just laughing about it. And then like the big dog, the CEO, and everybody like saw it and they just joked around with me about it. And I was like, oh, so like nobody cares. I'm like, cool. So I can be myself. Cool.
Now you're spray painting yourself and going to work.
No, we don't need those kind of pep talks to get through the day. No.
Sometimes you never know.
I think I'd be asked to kindly leave if I did one of those pregame speeches for the team. I don't think you can do that in the workplace.
Couple harassment complaints. That's all right.
Just a couple. Yeah, I think you'd be getting called on me. The police be coming. So yeah, after the first day, then the owners were in town while you're there. Is that right?
They were.
That's pretty nice. You got to see them too, eh?
Yeah, because there was another home game on the Thursday. So that was kind of the owners' welcome back, and so they went to that game, and then they stayed for the Saturday night too, and then I think they all left on the Sunday. I don't know how they do that.
Did you hit Chippy Lane while you're there?
I hit Chippy Lane twice. I puked 4 times.
What?
But
not because of the
night.
food.
No, but on the way to Chippy Lane.
You threw up on the way to eat.
Yeah, you throw up a little bit of the alcohol and then you stuff it down with some food.
This is the thing you do?
No, but I drank a lot that week.
Yeah. Yeah. I was feeling like I should kind of do a bunch of zero ales and hockey tales to get like refreshed and rejuvenated for all the fun ahead of me.
It's going to be a rough one. But then if you take a time off, then it's just going to hit you harder.
Right. And then I'll be a bigger puddle. So it's it's a balance.
So afterwards is what you want to take, a day or two off.
Right.
Let the liver reset. Yeah. Maybe eat a home cooked meal.
It is going to be something though. Like you see the roster he put together. Like
it's unbelievable. All the guys.
He's invested in this night. Like he's got legends coming.
Yeah. Like it's a good night. A lot of like guys that played like before our time, like a year or two before us, and then all the guys that played with us, like
we're gonna meet a lot of dudes we don't know, and they're all gonna be dandies, and it's gonna be really fun.
It's definitely gonna be something.
It's gonna be something. We just had the addition. I was wondering, research team didn't get that hot, but did you ever play with Evan Mosey?
I didn't.
So I just saw he's coming, and I've only met him in my shed, really, other than getting naked right that time. But like I've only met him in the shed, and we've had a lot of fun and made a lot of memories of like cool stuff that's happened. And I've never like really hung out with him.
Yeah, trying to think, he played in Nottingham.
Right when
when you were still there, or was that after?
Yeah, I definitely played against him. He was in Nottingham for sure.
Yeah, I remember. I hated playing against him because he was just way too fast and I couldn't keep up.
Way too fast. He's like one of those defensemen when he was playing D, when you dump it in and then you go forecheck and you're like, God, I feel like an idiot. He just skated past me.
And then you're like, oh shit, I got to skate all the way back now.
Yeah. Thanks for dumping it in, guys.
That was probably me. No, I just want to make you skate.
It was not you. We wouldn't play together. You Lordo had you all the time. 5-on-5. We got to start on the power play together until Lordo realized how good you were. Then he took you on the power play too.
PP1. Well, I dropped down after you left. I was well, we called ourselves PP4, PP8, PP10. It was with Mizey and I there, and we had Aslan,
Patrick
Venti.
Aslan.
Who else do we had Richie some of the time.
Well, so I have it written down. Our power play when we started in Cardiff, which when you look at it on paper, well, I don't think Mizey started on the unit, but but you get Mizey stand in front of a net, and then we had Haddad that was either one timer or in the slot. Then you were up top, and I was on the half wall, and then we also had Cully sometimes, right? Or
yeah,
but like it was a good power play, and
yeah.
Marshy was on the far side taking clap bombs, right?
Yeah. It was a good power play.
It was. And then Lordo took you for his power play too.
Yeah, that was the only time I actually liked playing hockey, playing for the power play.
Power plays are fun.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the opposite of a penalty kill. You don't have to block shots, you get to shoot it at people.
Yeah. Or you just play with Rich and he just blocks the shot for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I told the story. I swear there was like 3 shots in a row, and I was kind of standing in front, and it was a PK. I think it was a PK or regular. It doesn't matter. But guy kind of goes to shoot it, and I go down to block the shot, and all of a sudden Richie just goes straight in front of me, blocks the shot. Yeah. And then puck goes in, goes around the corner. I go to block the next shot. Next you know, Richie straight in front of me again. He did it 3 times in one shift. And he blocked all 3
He is
shots.
that guy that would jump in front of a bullet for everybody, right?
Like, and I'm like, Rich, I know I'm not very good at blocking shots, but you don't have to block everything.
Yeah, let me eat one.
He's got
to be the best shot blocker I ever played with. And the ones I always found interesting were like when a guy's taking a clap bomb from the blue line and he's deep, like down by closer to the net hash mark area, and he'd go down on one knee, and I'm like, man, your head is right where I'd be aiming.
Yeah, he's incredible, but it's crazy because like the big moments too, when like someone's really trying to score, is when he blocks more shots.
I know.
If that's an actual thing, that he can block more shots at the point. But yeah, he's a freak. He's something else.
Yeah. I really do think he could play another 10, 15 years. Like, you think about how we didn't take care of ourselves. Think about how he does.
Oh, he's still blocking those shots.
Well, and like, you remember the diet Lordo sent us when Lordo was like, you guys need to be more like Richie. Look at what he eats. And I was like, oh boy. Yeah, I'm not like that.
Yeah, he didn't even bother to send that to me.
He was trying to teach me, and I'm like, dude, I'm 32 years old. Come on, I
am what I am. You sign me like I am. This is how I'm going to be. This is how I'm going to play. Don't try to change me.
Don't strap on that gag ball and tell me what I can eat. Did your kid, it wasn't a family trip, eh?
One kid stayed at home.
And then the other one came along?
The other one, Ash carried around.
Right.
But no, we thought about taking Hudson, but he
who's named after shed guy Carl Hudson, folks. It's a small world.
He definitely is.
Oh yeah, crazy Carl. So you got a bun in the oven then.
Got a bun in the oven.
Scored another goal, did you?
Yeah, another one. It's due mid-August. It's actually due on my birthday, but we got an early. We got 2-week early C-section date, so it's gonna be mid-August, and gonna be another boy. So.
Oh, you already know that? You have another boy, eh?
Another boy.
Jeez, bringing back memories of you and Scott beating the wheels off each other, or what?
Scott just taking me, hitting him with a mini stick and golf club, and me running away. I don't
You
know if he
probably
ever
would
went
have
to
been the most annoying little brother the world's ever seen.
Oh, still am. What's more fun than being that annoying little brother?
Doing it to Lordo. Oh, it would be so funny when you bug him. It would make my day every time.
It's funny. The guys at work, I don't like to do big pranks on guys at work anymore. Just little things that are just just
Annoying.
annoying,
Yeah.
just annoying.
Yeah.
So the guys will put a bag down, and I'll move the bag 10 feet, and then they come out, and it's there's nothing to it. I just moved the bag 10 feet, but it's just that 10 feet annoyance really gets them, and that's my whole game,
Just being annoying.
and I find it helpful.
I know you find it hilarious. Oh man. That is the other way I have written down here is the other way we knew each other is your second episode was with your brother and your dad, right? It's fun making a memory like that, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. That's why
Some good stories I don't ever hear.
That's why I like doing this so much though, is making memories. It's fun stuff, you know? And the other part that when we talk about how you have another butt in the oven that I think is neat is I was right there at the start of this love story. I would ask you your love story, but I know it. I was there in that apartment with you and Hendo. You had Pepsi everywhere, dirty dishes, and she came in, she cleaned you up and got you, on the right track in life.
Hey, that apartment was always cleaned up before she got there, because that'd make a good impression still at that time.
Was your bedroom clean? Because I saw it unclean a few times.
I think I made the bed. I'm not sure if I washed the sheets, but I made the bed.
The empty Pepsi bottles.
I think I may have taken those away before she got there. It was a 2-car-load trip every time she came, but
oh god, those are fun times though when I'd take Colby for a walk and walk over to your guys' place and hang out. It's fun when you live near your teammates, right? The teams where like you can live pretty much not near someone, it's not as fun.
I'm gonna say those mornings weren't that fun.
Well, the I'm not talking about the mornings,
Colby, the afternoons when Colby came around were fun. The mornings when it was just a tornado walking through our apartment, I was trying to sleep at 6 a.m, was not so much fun at all.
When you guys would stay out and I'd have to go home and I'd be so angry, I'd have to miss fun. At least it would ask me to get him out of the house early in the morning, so I'd take him for a walk to your apartment at 7 in the morning. I remember you guys had the huge Jenga thing, and I go in, I'm like, Colby, knock it all over.
Just there's no lock on my door either. I couldn't even lock it.
There was a lock. You guys just didn't lock it. There was for sure a lock, and I'm like,
oh, on the front door though.
If they're not smart enough to figure this out, if they can't lock their apartment door, then this isn't my fault for waking them up every time.
Well, we used to lock the apartment door, and then Colby wouldn't stop. He'd just keep banging and banging and banging until he came. So we figured it was just easier. We didn't have to stand up. Just let him run rickshaw all over our whole place, and we'll just stay in bed. And
I'd say, Colby, okay, so when the apartment door opens, you got to run in at elbow drop.
I feel for Hendo though, because his head was right by like the front door, like to the whole building. Yeah. So like when you guys would come and just shake the door, he would hear every little shake every time somebody came in. I'm like, I don't know how this guy's staying asleep.
Those are memories though, that was fun. You know how else we know each other is we did our MBAs together. And you were the funniest student ever.
You mean the best student?
The funniest. You wouldn't have anything done the night before it was due. And then you'd be like, can I just look at your paper? I'm not gonna make it the same. I just want to look at it and see what it's like. And then
strategic.
Then you'd be done the next day. Every time.
Every time you wrote a paper.
And I was thinking, if you're copying off of me, that's your fault, man.
I still remember well, we passed, didn't we? So
we
perfect.
did. What is it called? Merit? I graduated with merit, right?
Yeah, we didn't get the top honor, but the
Yeah, we were right
whatever,
there. The
but
girl that
the
won the debate probably got top honor. Sorry, Marshy.
Marshy's girl.
Yeah. Oh, jeepers.
But I
Okay.
still remember reading your papers. I'd read one paragraph and then I push your paper aside and I type up whatever I just read. So then we wouldn't have the same wording and it'd be all my own words, but the same theme.
Right. Sure.
And it worked
Yeah.
out perfect.
That is, yeah, that's kind of what that school is all about, though, right? You figure out what someone else said and then you just reference it,
Yeah, it's not
write it in
cheating.
a different way.
It's not
Yeah.
cheating, it's creative writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
MBAs. I guess you used yours to become a police officer, eh?
Yeah, I just wasted mine. What was the point?
Well, probably helped you get in, eh? Probably hockey had nothing to do with it.
Eh,
You play on the police team?
I do. We actually just won our league this year. Me and Douglas.
You play with Clarky?
I do. We work together. We work together. We play hockey together.
Is he not shipping out? Is he not getting
He-
transferred?
yeah, he's leaving, but
Yeah,
at the end of the month. So it's the
that's
end of an
sad.
era.
Yeah, it's I thought it's pretty neat when two of my Cardiff Devil teammates were in weren't you guys in like the same police school academy and everything and like been raised up right from puppies together?
We were different. So I was 3 months ahead of him.
I've always known you two are different.
But he came to the same division, same shift I'm on. Like we work side by side together. Gonna miss seeing
Really?
that ugly big ugly mug
If I had to
is every day.
guess, I'd say he's the good cop and you're the bad cop. Just thinking out loud. Because you'd be like super troopers. You'd be so annoying.
Yeah, what are you saying? Yeah, do
Uh,
you know how fast you're going?
I just want to see you and Dougie walking the beat together in your police outfits. That'd make me smile.
Oh, well, come down. You'll see me riding the bicycle this summer.
Really? You gonna be cruising around on a bike during the days?
I've switched jobs, not jobs, but switched like units for 6 months. So for the next 6 months, I'll be on a bicycle riding
For
around.
6 months? Is it warm for 6 months? I guess so.
Yeah.
So where are you covering on a bicycle? Like I just can't see you biking all day. I feel like you might bike a little bit, but then
So so I'm a little burnt today. So I technically got bicycle trained. So they have to train you how to ride a bicycle for 2 days. So we rode 30K yesterday and we rode 50K today.
really,
And
that sounds like my time with Britting and Beatingheim when I had to ride the bike in the sauna for 90 minutes a day. Your gooch is gonna hurt, eh?
oh, it's horrendous right now. I don't know what's worse,
Oh,
that or the burn on my arms, but I think
oh.
the British monkey swings hurt me more.
Or the monkeys. We did so much
When
wild
there was
stuff
just
with
like
him.
the bar up top and you'd have to hang from it. And then you hang for a second and then you go to your other arm, you hang, and then you go to your other arm. But he didn't like that I had bad shoulders and couldn't do it. So that got me
Oh,
right on the wrong foot right away.
no, yeah. He didn't really believe in injuries and stuff. He thought that was all just fake.
He didn't believe in a lot of things, but
Yeah.
we don't need to dive into Christian British.
This is a fun shed, right? We don't need to talk about negative stuff. Um, right. Poster picks. You guys are into skiing. I saw a family pic of you guys skiing. I've wanted to take my kids, but man, to like rent everything for a day and go for one day, it's an expensive trip for a day. So we haven't done it yet, but I sure want to.
It definitely is expensive. So I grew up skiing until I was like 12 years old, and then didn't ski from like 12 until I went to Germany, and then me and a teammate went to Austria skiing, and then the bachelor party with Carl, and then went to France, and then Ash and I went to Austria and skied together, and then so Ashley and her dad or Ashley's whole family are big skiers. but her dad's mid-70s now, but he's still a big skier, and he's got a ski pass at like Vail Resort, so he goes down to Colorado, he goes to Whistler.
Really?
So
Right into it.
So last year we actually went out. We were supposed to go to Whistler during COVID, but last year we actually went out to Whistler. We took Huddy out. We tried to get him to ski, but he did what he did. He was only 2 years old. And then this year we went to Vail, Colorado, went skiing. Huddy went to ski school. He did pretty well. He fell down a lot, and it was a little too much for him. He just turned 3 years old, and he was ski school all day trying to ski, and
That'd be a long day.
it was a lot. His legs were tired. He was exhausted. Time change was kind of rough on him, but which is why we didn't take him to Cardiff, because when we went to Colorado, it was kind of rough on him.
Mm-hmm.
But he seems to like the skiing, so hopefully we can plan another ski trip next year. And
Is he playing hockey at all? How old is he now? 3?
he's 3.
So he's not playing
3.
hockey yet.
No, we had him in skating this year,
Right.
and some days he would like it, or he would like.
At that age, it's sometimes it's a mess.
But
yeah.
By the end, he was standing up and he could like move his feet, shuffle like maybe 2-3 feet before he fell down.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe we'll try again next winter and get him going again. But
well, it's interesting when you say you're in Vail, Colorado. You should have you wouldn't know him, but you should have swung by and saw Andy Canzanello, shed guy. He was like episode 60 something. He is a dandy, and that's where he lives. So
does he? Nice.
Yeah, there's shed guys everywhere.
There is. It's a small family.
And the other one about your son skating was saw the poster pic. He's in your Devils jersey. It's cool the kids have that stuff, right?
Yeah, luckily, Corky got his couple of jerseys there when we went over, and so myself, Ash, and then Hudson won. So we came home. We told him it was a Magic jersey that would make him go really fast.
So not like the old man.
Not like the old man, but he came off the ice. This was his last skating day when he was kind of stepping a little bit. He's like, there wasn't any magic in that jersey. I'm like, what do you mean? You were going so fast. He's like, no.
He's a realist, eh?
I'm like, you look like you're going fast. He's like, no. I'm like, well, all right then.
Hey, here's a random question for you. Has anybody worn number 24 in Cardiff since you left?
I don't think so. Actually, you know what? I think somebody actually wore it during playoff weekend last year.
Oh. Because obviously, if they were going to do it, it would have been when you went over there. But playing 4 seasons on a team in pro and winning defenseman of the year in the league every time and winning a bunch of championships, geez, you would have thought you'd be pretty close to getting 24 in the rafters, you know?
I think if I played a couple more years.
I bet they know that you could have kept playing because you never skated that fast anyways, and that's why they didn't do it, eh? Because they knew you had a couple more years in there.
Well, they're going to run out of jerseys. They got 17, 88,
I know,
arguably 33.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be many jerseys left for guys to be wearing there.
It's quite the crew we had there in 2014-15, eh?
Yeah, true. But I'm just saying, if they retire one of those guys' jerseys, I think it just makes sense to fly the team over that played with him, so everybody's there to witness the jersey rafting, or the jersey raising.
But like it would be like for Marty, he's been on the team for like 8 years now.
Yeah, so
you got to bring back all 8 years, or just his first year, just 2014-15.
Well, yeah, we'll go back to fun years.
You know what's cool though, when you think about it, when you get older and you start reflecting on stuff, is we go to Cardiff and there's not a lot of expectations. They had finished 9th, but to see where people have gone and what their careers have become for after that season, when we became a squad, it's like, you did all right. Not gonna say anything else nice to you, but Marty becomes the GOAT there. And then Deese, the equipment manager, he wasn't even equipment manager before that year. And now he's in the world championships with China, and he's in Graz in Austria. And then you see like Richie's always been doing it, but like Matthew Myers gets another testimonial to see what everybody's done from that team. And Bouncy, like that was his first year as like on like a team
A
that,
real team.
yeah, like not Hall
Yeah.
as the starter. And then you see
Yeah.
what he's done. Like, geez, makes you proud, of all those Shed guys.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. Like to think like we're
And
still
then
in
like,
our
I guess we're
first
not going to
year.
bring it up, but then there's also Lordo too, right?
Yeah.
He's all right.
He's still on the coast, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at the coast.
He should be
Slumming
better.
it out.
But you think like Deese was like, what was it? Was Mark Thompson, right?
Yeah, but he
Or
was like Corky's like
Deese was Corky's assistant
assistant in
on
the
like the
fan shop.
weekends. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, like Mark Thompson didn't want to do it anymore. And they're like, yeah, we need somebody. Like, we're kind of just scrounging. Like, hey, like, do you know how to sharpen skates, Deese? He's like, okay.
And now look at him. Now, do you know he had an assistant in China? So think about this. He went from Corky's assistant, that being Corky's assistant, to now having an assistant in China while he's in Austria.
I couldn't even imagine what his assistant is actually like. That poor assistant.
Oh man. Yeah. Can you believe he's coming here for 2 weeks?
He messaged me, yeah, whatever it was, a couple weeks ago, and he said he
Yeah.
was coming for 2 weeks.
So are you around in June?
I think it's 2 weeks. I'm working one of them, and I'm off the other.
Well, we'll have to figure it out.
But
Like, I don't know what he's gonna do when I gotta work,
I don't
What's
know
he
what he's
gonna
gonna do for
do? He's just gonna be
2 weeks in
cruising Bruce
Kincardine.
County with his tiny sneakers on.
He's gonna ride around on a golf cart all day,
I
or hanging
wish
on
I had
your.
a golf cart.
You're gonna come home and be sleeping in your shed. It'd be like Bubbles sleeping in your shed.
He's yeah, who knows what he's gonna get up to during the day, right? It's gonna be something. Okay. Poster pick. One of them was well, I guess was Hoth night, right? When you're out on the red carpet. So you went with the backwards hat, eh? You went with the laid back approach.
I'm trying to look young in my
Trying to
older
look
years,
hip and cool.
and Ash got me a Canada Goose hat, so I was trying to show off the cool black Canada Goose hat.
I should get you 2 L's and Hockey Tales hat. I should order more. I don't have any more.
Well, I don't know. I feel like you ran out for a reason, so you should probably get some more.
Right. Right. But I actually just give them out.
That works too.
It's hard to make money when you give everything away.
Advertisement.
Right? Marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool picture. So did they win that night when you were there?
Just a dagger right to the Cardiff fans, eh?
They didn't win.
I was in Cardiff for 2 games, and I didn't go to the first game to the arena, but they lost both games.
You were in Cardiff and didn't go to the one game? What'd you do?
The Thursday game.
You weren't ready
That's
yet.
when we went. Yeah, that's when the first night we got in there. We went and met with Carl and Allie, and it was the owner's night. So I figured, just stay away.
Did you say you met with
Saturday.
Carl and Allie? You mean like Carl and Allie Hudson?
Sorry, Mark and Allie.
Holy moly. I thought you were meeting Huddy. Okay.
No, but I actually should have sent the poster pic of a little ski trip Carl and I went on.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we went on a couples weekend up in Sir Sam, like where was it? Kind of north, like Huntsville area.
Oh, really? There's a ski hill up there, and you guys did that recently then?
It was we did it for Allie's birthday, and it's gonna bother me if I can't remember where it's. Halburn is in there.
I've heard of that. I haven't been there.
Yeah, kind of close to Halburn, and
yeah. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, we had a few drinks, and the ski hill was very tiny.
So I actually don't care about this. I'm gonna ask you: do you feel partly to blame that the Devils didn't win while you were there because you say like didn't do a pregame speech or didn't get naked, didn't spray paint yourself? Do you feel partly to blame?
I feel like they needed you and your energy. I feel like they should just fly you in for every game. run up and down the stairs.
Just get the place going and then leave.
Shirt's optional.
Yeah.
Pants optional.
I've grown up now. I'm really mature now. I'm like,
Mature.
yeah. Yeah. Kids are growing up. I got to be more of a role model now, right? Be real serious all the time, right?
So that's actually fantastic because I don't know if Batchy told you, but Batchy asked me, he's like, hey, who do you want to room with when you're over here?
Are we staying
Wally?
together?
Wally or Pigs?
Oh
I'm
boy,
like,
that's tough. That's a tough decision.
I'm like,
Do you
this
want
is,
to?
I'm like, there's no good option here.
That's a lose-lose.
So I wrote to him, I said, well, if I go with Pigs, I'm going to have to make sure he gets home and he's going to be a complete disaster. I'm like, if I go with Wally, he'll at least get home on his own, but there's going to be puke all over our room.
Puke. You're the one puking on your way to Chippy Lane. I might piss on you.
That too. But did you not
I'm
puke
a
all?
deep sleeper, folks.
Don't you remember Belfast and
Wow.
Sheffield?
Yeah, no, I remember Sheffield. Well, I don't remember Sheffield. I know Sheffield. Yeah, when Jesse Mitchell let me into his room and I had been overserved and couldn't find my bedroom. So he was kind enough to let me in his, and I wasn't feeling good anymore the rest of that night. So I threw up in his room and then I did go find my own.
Yeah, so exactly.
So maybe if I stay with you, I'll throw up in someone else's room.
So I did tell Batchy, I'm like, at least with Wally, I don't have to worry about him getting home. I just have to worry about getting home myself.
Yeah.
So put me with Wally. I'll take the puke and the pee.
So we're on the same flight and in the same room. Jeez.
That's if it stays that way. But that was
Right. Hey, we're
again.
gonna have
I
a
don't even.
time.
I still don't know what our flights are or what hotel we're staying at. I have no idea.
I'll bring the pee sheets. You bring the pillows. Oh, it's gonna be something, isn't it?
Something's definitely it.
Oh, it's gonna be something. Yep. One of your other poster picks, obviously, you got a bond to your dog there, but your son was hugging your dog. It looks like they got a bond, and it's interesting because like my kids are very attached to our dog that we got right after we moved home.
Oh yeah, like well, Mara's pretty cuddly to begin with, and as you can
Oh,
see,
there he is, right there.
he's laying down right behind me.
Mm-hmm.
He's I think he's ready for bed, but he
Oh, toughen up. We don't get to see each other that much, Marv. Stay up. But it is neat when kids get to grow up with a dog, right? Like they can get very attached.
yeah, Huddy loves Marv. Kind of it's a little rough to him sometimes, but he Marv loves to eat his food, his leftover food, so it works out perfect for Marv.
Right.
But Marv's still the favorite.
Yeah, he's probably better behaved.
Oh,
Um
100%.
Next poster pick, which is one of my favorites. I hope it's still named this. You guys win the playoffs in Nottingham, and I think it's the coolest pictures ever in hockey. When they get the team with all the fans behind you after a championship. And you sent one of those in Nottingham, and it's in Walton Corner in the Nottingham Arena, right? All the Shed folks, the Shed guys and gals, the Devils family, you guys all in the ice after you won, and it's in Walton's Corner. That's cool.
Is that called Walton's Corner now?
Check out the sign, buddy. It says Walton's Corner right there.
Does it?
Yeah.
Pulling it up right now.
Oh, it sure does. It. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, the Walton.
At the Walton. That's yeah, I remember when Franny was sending that to me back years ago. He says, "Look, you're still around." Yeah, I noticed it, But that would have been a big win. So who did you beat there? That's the playoff championship you won.
That was Sheffield.
It's fun beating them, isn't it? That's who they play here. The
Yeah,
Fun
it was
Banners.
tough losing to them in double overtime the year before. So which would have been our triple there.
The Grand
Triple
Slam.
crown, Grand Slam. Yeah, that's what they call it. And that was a rough way to go. So I need to win at least one playoff before I retired. So it was kind of the perfect way to go out.
Is it not different winning the playoffs and like winning the last game of the year and ending the season on that note than winning the league? Isn't it different?
It's so hard being a North American, Canadian, like and winning the league being the big thing and being happy after you lost your last game, like in playoffs.
It's really, I think it'd be really weird.
It's like, think of the mentality like we always had, like, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what's the
You're only
last
as
thing
good
you
as your
did?
last game, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
lost the last game. So like the year's kind of just not shitty, but like, yeah, we won, but like,
But
and it's just kind of,
that's not
it's a
how it's
tough
ending.
summer. Yeah. It's a tough summer.
Yeah. And Cardiff's going for their 4th playoffs in a row here.
I know, not winning it for like 20 years and then going 4 years in a row.
Should be exciting stuff, It's Cardiff against Sheffield again. Those are always good matches.
Always.
Sheffield banned fun. You're not allowed to throw chocolate in Sheffield Arena anymore. Evan Mosey's Kit Kat Get That got so out of hand that they banned fun. Arena banned it.
Yeah. Remember,
tough to win championships banning fun, folks. That's all I'm going to say.
Or when you win championships in their rink, but they won't give you the trophy to raise. So, you're
really?
Was that it would have been, I guess after you left, our first league trophy. We won it in Sheffield, and they wouldn't give us a trophy or didn't want to put it on the ice or whatever it was. So some fan had a blow up like Stanley Cup trophy that you'll see pictures of Mo just skating around the ice holding up the
with
blow
a blow up
trophy.
They didn't have the league trophy there when you won it.
No, I think it was the league. It was the league or Challenge Cup. No, must have been the league.
Yeah, they'd have the Challenge Cup there. That's a one-nighter. That's weird that it wouldn't be there.
And well, it was there. They just wouldn't give it to us because they won it the year before.
Right, but once you win it, then you deserve it. Then they got to give it to them.
Yeah. So then we had.
Did you know with the chocolate you brought this up as we started a line brawl in kids hockey in Cardiff. I'm sorry, a bet like it was at the end of the game. It wasn't a line brawl. It was a bench clear. The Cardiff Junior Devils had won, and the other team's heading off the ice with their tail between their legs. And then I had on Rah, who wears 18 because of yours truly, and Miley Drazy, who's their captain, who's a gal, who's a captain of the boys team. And we asked for chocolate. Yeah. And anyways, they throw chocolate on the ice, and the other team that lost comes down trying to get their chocolate, and they all start, you see them in the video, all start hightailing towards the chocolate. And then the Cardiff kids are like, what are you doing? This is our chocolate. We won. And then they started getting into it.
Nothing like getting kids to fight over chocolate.
Isn't that that's hockey? I don't care what you say. That's as cool as life gets.
Is that hockey? Fighting over chocolate?
Absolutely. Yeah. Starting line brawls from the other side of the world. No, I think it's wicked.
They're children.
Right, but they're standing up for what they believe in, and those kids didn't deserve it. That's their chocolate. Leave us alone.
Only winners get chocolate.
Right? And you're not going to give that other team an inch, or else you're going to lose the next game, right? That's our chocolate. Back off. Good stuff. Other poster pick, though. When you won the league, I think it is, the picture like above the whole team where you guys are all at the net. That was neat.
Yeah, that was in Belfast.
Is that a drone that does that then?
That was the goal light camera, or the goal line camera.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. So that's what I'm pretty sure, at least. I don't know. Somebody said look up, and we were all in a circle. So we looked up.
Right. I find it really neat nowadays because I hadn't done it because I'd get so pissed off about stuff. And like you say, you're always thinking about the next one and the next game and the next season. I had never watched the stuff of like winning. And when you look back on videos of winning, man, is it fun. Yeah,
it really is. And it actually brings you back kind of to the, that last thought about winning.
And you see that my favorite thing was seeing my teammates win, and looks on their faces. And then you see it when you see the pictures and you're like, yeah, that was a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got all those tingly feelings back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's weird, right? Because when you first, you got to go over for your night and you remember kind of what you did and how you played. And what the game was all about. And you kind of forget it when you first move home, right? Like you said, you kind of move on. And it's like when I go through my phone and I'm looking for a certain picture I know's on there, there's a time where I go through pictures and there's a few years where there's just nothing to do with hockey. Nothing. And then all of a sudden it's back again, you know? And now there's a lot of photos about hockey.
Now a lot of photos.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're with your kids, but either way.
Yeah, there's lots. But yeah, it's weird how when you move home, you kind of, I don't know what the word is. It's different, right?
Yeah, it is.
When all you've done is hockey your whole life.
Yeah. Well, for me, all you do is hockey, and then I worked in the accounting department at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and they don't give a shit whether you played hockey or what you did before. Just
is that what you did instead of play hockey and Cardiff? That's what I always wondered, how you decided to shut it down. I probably asked you last time, but like when you're still that good and winning defenseman of the year, how do you stop?
It was
work at Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
I had no job for a while, and then I'm like, I really need a job, so I applied to Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and I'm like, I'll get in here and like entry level position, like.
And was it never crossed in your mind like I should just reach out to Todd and say I want to come back?
Well, I knew I want to get on with police, right? So it was kind of like Enterprise was just like a stomping ground. But I thought about playing the rest of the year in Carter, like maybe going back for the rest of the year. But then just how like interviews went for like policing and that, it just didn't work out that way.
Right.
And I think I got hired in September
of the next year. No,
it would have been April. So I got hired in April, but all the interviews were like January, February, March. So if I like didn't have those interviews, I probably would have gone back. But
right. It's a strange time in people's lives deciding when to get out of the game and how to get out of it and what to do and how to execute it. Everyone's got to do different stuff and have a different plan, right?
Luckily, Ash and I got married the summer I stopped, and luckily I was for a couple of years just tired of moving all the time. My knees hurt, my back hurt after every game, and it was just like I don't think my body could take what I was doing anymore, and I want to be able to walk when I'm 55, 60 and play with kids. So it was either get out now or push it for a couple of years and really try to hurt myself.
You did play a pretty hard game. Actually, when you start bringing back memories and then you're like, hey, check out YouTube and see what there is from 2014-15. And then I saw a highlight package and you were just beating the wheels off of some poor guy. It was wild.
Luckily, you didn't see any of the videos of me getting beat up pretty badly. So,
well, you did do some fighting, and I don't remember you really losing, but I remember Lordo getting madder and madder at you every time you do it.
I can't remember. I feel like it was Franny or Todd that really sat me down and told me I just stop fighting. I can't remember which one.
When that's in you, it's in you, and that's just you playing hockey, right?
Yeah, I told him I'm like, maybe I won't fight all the time, but like, I'm not going to stand up for teammate or like if the team's just terrible and nobody else is going to step up and try to get some momentum, then I'm going to do it. Especially if I'm playing like shit too, then if I'm not playing well, then I might as well contribute some way.
And when you're not playing well, you get a little angry, agitated, right? And then someone can piss you off a little easier, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
yeah, makes sense.
I don't miss those days.
I was never a fighter. I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't,
I saw you fight Noble.
Right. I did my best. I hung in there, right?
After the absolute worst hit on Carl there.
Ever.
I think I've ever seen.
I didn't know. That was the worst hit I've ever seen. And you know what? At least I got to drop the mitts one last time before my leg locked the next game, right? And that was fun. Yeah. That was hockey. When Carl, that happens to him, that I fight him, but then also that, maybe he didn't get what he deserved because I was the one that fought him and I'm maybe not that good of a fighter. But then Joey Martin chucks a full water bottle right in his face and hits him right in the mouth, right? Like, that's hockey. That's a team, folks.
That's what I miss about the tent. Big
Oh,
blue
the
tent
tent. Yeah, what a
where you could
spot.
easily do that.
Do you know the tent is the castle now
Is it?
in Leeds?
I
Yeah.
remember it moving to Leeds.
Yeah, so Matt Haywood that I just had on for lunch today. He's playing there and running amok, and they started throwing chocolate on the ice now too. In the castle. That's the big blue tent. That's cool, right?
That is. Do they still have the same like roof, or do they put like a
No.
Manchester roof on it?
Yeah, no, like it's a sweet barn, man. It's like it's the BBT, but in it's done up right. It's a
Nice.
barn. Yeah, it's nice. I get sent videos of the chocolate hitting the ice there and them winning trophies, and yeah, they're running amok in Leeds.
I feel like I should get you to reach out to the. Well, we don't get fans at Fleece League hockey, but maybe a couple of the
Get
wives that
chocolate.
show up,
Well,
throw some
so
chocolate
what?
on the ice.
Well, that'll be May 27th, right? And you said your favorite chocolate bar was what?
I'm trying to think what I would like over in the UK. Like coffee crisp is probably my thing here, so
Coffee crisp is?
it's maybe like crunchy.
Do they have that over there, or they just have crunchy? I don't think they have the coffee one.
No, they don't have coffee crisps there.
Mm. Um, well, as long as my girls get their fair share, right? Then maybe people put your name on it and be like, here, this is for you, Hoth, right?
Well, I think you're going to need a maybe a couple shovels to help clean up all this chocolate.
I think with the roster that Batchy's put together for this game, it's like, how does this not sell out? People will be
I hope
missing
it does for
hockey
him.
in the end of May, and then you bring back you got Steven Dixon coming back. He's a dandy. Mosey,
Yeah.
and then Joey Haddadi. I haven't seen him since I left.
Yeah. And then I think Faulkner's coming back. Chris Blight, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Marshy.
Yeah.
What a
Marshy.
time it's gonna be. Piglets coming from Switzerland or whatever, all hitched up.
Is Marshy going to be on the flight with us?
No, he's making a family trip of it. He's doing like the full deal.
Smart.
Yeah. He's having a different trip than we are.
It's a smart man.
I think. Last poster pick. Well, this was on your poster last time, I know it, but it's you playing for Dusseldorf and your brother playing for Vlock. And when you think about that picture happened, and then you look around like minor hockey around here and all these kids growing up trying to be hockey guys, and then to think of you and your brother playing in a game with Dusseldorf and Vlock, those jobs are sought after jobs in the hockey world, and that you two brothers got to play against each other, that's cool.
Yeah, it really is. Like obviously
In
we play
Europe,
together.
right?
Yeah. We played together for a couple of years, throughout the years, but it's a fluke that Dusseldorf, like Germany and then Austria, like we're going to play against each other in exhibition.
It
And
just happened to happen while you're on both teams.
Yeah. And like, I'm pretty sure it was all scheduled beforehand. And like, I signed in Dusseldorf and like, obviously they already had the games planned out, but we didn't know what exhibition games we were playing. And then they're like, yeah, we're playing Vlock and we're doing this trip and this trip. I'm like, Vlock. I'm like, hey, Scott, I'm coming to play you. They're like, well. And it's just like, yeah, either way, it's pretty cool. It's
No, it is cool. But as you two both being defensemen, you probably didn't really cross each other's paths too much unless you were doing your thing where you're down by the net, nobody knows why, and then you're scoring and you're always back when you're supposed to be. You probably weren't like around and like hack him on the back of the legs or anything, were you?
obviously I was. You shouldn't have been standing there.
Yeah.
Got to hack him a little bit, let him know I'm there.
Gotta be annoying, right?
Yeah. Not enough to hurt him, just enough to like
just enough to piss him off.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand. Who won that game? I guess you were playing for Britta, yeah, in Dusseldorf. How'd that go?
I don't know. I'm assuming we lost like we lost everything else, but I actually don't even remember.
Yeah. Well, we're not gonna talk about it, right?
Scott probably won, but but I really don't remember.
Okay. Well, I didn't really know what to write down about notes this time because you've been to the shed twice, but I wrote down small hockey world, okay? And I got some names written down in different places. I don't know if I brought these up before. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Well, Patrick Aslan played in Cardiff, right? You also played with him in Saginaw.
I did.
I won a gold helmet with him in Denmark, and then I was his reference to Lordo when he came to Cardiff. And I said
good choice.
Yeah, I said good things about him and how nice of a guy he is, a good player, even though Denmark kept him instead of me.
Nicest guy in the world.
He is.
Yeah.
You know what I told Lordo when he asked me about him? I said, well, he's like a scoring, solid two-way player, but like what he's like Richie. He's a nice person.
Yeah. Like him and Alicia, like just like two of the nicest people. And he's still playing.
In Germany.
Yeah. And
and speaking of the small world was when we were on the team together in Denmark and he was getting into his like photography business, he was the one that like took toddler photos of Colby, right? We went to a place in Denmark and the ass man was taking all the photos for us.
Even further, he took a couple of family shots of so he took a couple shots of us in Cardiff of Ash and I. And then we did engagement photos at Penarth Pier.
Those are always romantic.
And they actually did our wedding. They did our wedding photos.
Really?
Him and Alicia. Yeah. So they were our photographers.
Cool. Small world, isn't it?
And then when Huddy was born, they did we got together again. They got some more family photos.
And this is back in Canada then.
Yeah. And then
I've lost touch with him. Do you got his contact info? He should come to the shed.
I don't have his phone number. I don't know what it is over there. I just have him on Instagram, Hannah Alicia, and
I'll find him.
Seeing their stuff.
I'm pretty creepy like that. I'll find him. Okay. Next one. We're going to go back further this time. Okay. Kuchiching. Okay. Cool. Luke Dubbin.
Yes.
Went to Western.
You play with him in Western, yeah.
Western Michigan University. We hit it off there, and he only lasted about a couple weeks, and he wasn't playing enough and left. Back to the OHL. Really? Yeah, he went to the OHL after 4 games. Yeah.
I remember him because we
so you played with him when you're like 16, 17 then, eh?
Yeah, I was 16. And like you got to go to tier 2 junior A hockey and you got to wear a half visor. It was like the biggest thing in the world. And he was the only guy on our team that wore a cage.
No. And he didn't need to?
No.
It's hard to make places doing that.
And he's like, well, I'm going to go to NCAA where I have to wear a cage. So I'm just going to stick with it and stay used to it.
Oh.
I'm like, you do you, but.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to look good when you're the one in the cage, right? It's like I go watch senior A around here and you're allowed to wear visors, but then some people wear the full cage to protect their face because they like work and stuff. But it's like, even if you're really good at hockey, it's hard to look great with the cage.
Oh, it's terrible. He was a good player though, but that cage was terrible.
Then also in your junior days, played for the Aurora Tigers. The captain, Jordan Brenner, was an 83 from Waterloo, Ontario. Played AAA with him growing up in spring AAA. Yeah.
I only played with Aurora for a few months, and I don't really know the guys that well there.
Okay, then I'm not going to bring up the other guy, but it's Corey Leclerc. Played with him in Dayton, but he's a dandy. He was also drafted to Brampton, same year as me.
I know him a little bit more just because it was like deep pairings.
Right, and he's a D man, and he's a left shot. Yeah.
He was
at my wedding. He great skater, good player. Interesting thing is, he has an aging disease, right? So did you know that?
I didn't, but it makes sense why he was so bald at like 18 years old.
Oh yeah, yeah. It would because he was one of my best buddies there at Dayton, and like he had like the fake teeth and everything, and like he had an aging disease, and I lost touch with him. But man, I'd love to have him in the shed. He was a dandy. Okay, let's see here. Barry Colts, your goalie was Dan Lacosta, the Cardiff Devils goalie right before us, and my former Syracuse Crunch hotel roommate.
So you're I never played with Dan Lacosta.
Oh,
He was
jeepers.
the same year, but he got traded or he came after I got traded.
I find the OHL interesting when I look around, and like you played on like 3 different teams, right? Like you're moving your high school, you're moving your friends. Like that's a lot for kids at that age to be getting
Oh,
traded.
yeah, it really is. Like luckily I was done high school, or I had one credit left, but it was my hometown, so it was the same high school I went to. And one of the teachers let me do some work when I got back after the year to get me that credit to graduate. But yeah, like especially like moving from Canada to the US, like different
Yeah,
curriculums, different teachings, like guys doing different high, like it's
it's a
kind of a
lot.
disaster.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
and
like,
like you want to feel comfortable at that age, right? And like I always say, happy hockey players play better, and it's gotta be hard to run amok when you're dealing with all that shit at that age. Are you tired, jeepers?
I I was up at 5 o'clock this morning.
You're like a real
Been a long,
adult.
well, I gotta be up at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow
I
too.
can't
So
imagine you getting up at 5 in the morning. I know what you were like. You must have a struggle with it.
luckily I've mornings aren't too bad for me. I take good long showers and I kind of fall asleep in the shower.
Oh,
But get up, get in the shower, and kind of sit there for a few minutes.
try and figure it out.
Try to get my life in order.
Yeah. Barry Colts, the other guy. Wow. I don't know. BJ Crombie. I played with his brother with the Sure Kings, and I played
Oh,
against him in Dayton in the finals. He was playing for Idaho. Yeah.
really nice guy.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
only there for a couple months, but he was good friends with my brother, so I knew him kind of a little bit that
He
way.
was he
But
was a gamer, that's for sure.
yeah,
He fought our biggest, strongest guy in the finals, and he was a rookie and did it. And yeah, he really stood up for his team, you could say.
oh yeah.
Anyways, you
I
went to
still
the
remember
Erie
he
Otters too. Sorry, go what?
still remember he told me, can't remember exactly what it was, but he said, "I don't want to be a bad second liner when I can be a really good fourth liner."
Well,
Because like,
he knew what his role was.
oh, and
He
like
knew. Yeah.
we'd skate in the summer and like guys would try to toe drag and guys would like do stuff. And summertime, he would dump it and he'd go in the corner and he'd
Shut
just
up.
grind the puck in the corner. I'm like, man, like he's like, I don't care. I don't want to be a bad second line player. I'm gonna be a good fourth liner, and that's what I'm gonna practice.
That's
Knew what he
cool.
was.
Hey,
He
and
did it.
you got to know what you bring, right?
And he made a career out of it.
He sure did. He made it. Yeah. After playing against him in the coast, and then you see the guy make the NHL, and you're like, yeah, you drop the gloves, their biggest guy, and you're doing what it takes. It's like, yeah, I like seeing a guy like that make it, you know?
I think he's a financial advisor or something in Toronto now. Can't remember. My brother was telling me, but
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. You go to the Erie Otters, your leading scorer, Jeff Platt. He was also like the leading scorer in Syracuse when I was there.
Yeah, he's leading score everywhere. He's a good player.
He really was, and really in shape, and took it really seriously. Do you know when I didn't know about like nutrition or anything, and I just ate what I felt like eating? I
Like
still
now,
yeah, yeah, and
me too.
all the time. I still remember when I went to Syracuse and like hockey was still hockey, and after a game we all went out for beers and chicken wings, and it was the whole team was out, and then Platter showed up, and he was like, "We're like, you staying for beers with the boys?" He's like, "Oh no, sorry, I got the starch boiling at home. I'm just picking up the protein, and I'm going home to get my fuel." And I was sitting there going, "Huh, I'm having beers and chicken wings, and that's our leading score, and I'm on the fourth line." And okay,
I had a lot
but
more fun though eating the beer and chicken wings. So
I did, but like that's how when the game started changing, right? It was like right around when I when people started doing that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they had less fun
Way less fun
than we had. So
I
I'll take the
agree.
Wings.
Yeah. It's interesting how the people that took care of themselves over seem to be the ones that are still playing. Right.
Yeah.
But
are
they
they
didn't have
having
as
fun
much
doing
fun.
it?
They didn't have as much fun.
What's the quality of life?
Right.
Yeah.
Another guy on that team was Luke Gazdick, who was also in Ice Guardians with a shed gal we both know, Dr. Victoria Silverwood.
Yes.
I heard you did a
Yeah.
Q&A with her one day.
We did. Went down whatever it was, the theater there, and a little Q&A. But yeah, Sweet Daddy Gaz. We played together, and
I don't know him. Yeah. So
he's
he was a fighter too? Was he an Ice Guardian?
he was a fighter. He is probably the top 5 in my people I've ever played with. Like top 5 guys.
Oh,
He
really?
is amazing, like unreal guy. Still talk to him every so often. He'd be a great guy to get on the shed. I'm pretty sure he does his own, like he works for Sportsnet still. He's got his own little thing going with some marketing stuff, and
Well, that's cool.
yeah, he's
It's nice to hear when guys are nice guys.
yeah, one of my favorite guys.
Well, that's cool. And
And
Dr. Victoria Silverwood also, when she came to Shed, and like I actually hadn't rewatched Ice Guardians to get her take on hockey and what she thought of it. And then when I got chatting with her, she thought the same as me. And I know it's the same as what you think. And then I watched Ice Guardians again when I had a second. And she says the same thing on there, that like it is important. Knowing you own the other team is important. It's like when you are our best defenseman and winning best defenseman of the year, but you're also beating the wheels off some guy that wasn't even one of their good players just for fun. It was like, watch what we could do.
oh, but yeah, she did really well with that documentary, mockumentary, whatever. What do you call it? Documentary?
It's a documentary. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
mocking in there. That's serious. It's a good one. I like it.
Yeah.
It did a
It's
very
really
good job.
And it's crazy thinking of like I was some of those guys that really took some punches and threw some punches and stuff it did to them and brains and the whole culture of fighting. It's incredible.
It's incredible how much it's changed too, though, right? Like it's not much mucking around going on anymore, but
well, yeah. They're banning fighting in the QA in the queue there. And
how do you like what does banning fighting mean? That means they just suspend them so much that they can't do it.
Probably.
Like
and then that's when slashes and
all the other stuff.
The shitty part of hockey. Yeah. That's when guys really get hurt.
Yeah. Because you're not allowed to punch them in the face because of what they did.
Yeah. There's no accountability.
No account. Yeah. Yeah. And then you're gonna, you're right. I knew you agreed with what I think. And I, it's like, I'm just a little score guy that didn't fight, but like when I was in the EIHL, I didn't feel unsafe. I didn't feel just because Fitzgerald was on the other team or any of those huge guys were on the other team. I didn't feel unsafe on the ice. And people got what was deserved because if you behaved improperly, then,
Yeah. Those guys know what the role is. They know who the fighters are. They're not going to pick on somebody that isn't a fighter or doesn't need to be handled.
Yeah.
But then there's the other parts of it, like, with Marshy and Cam Jansen, and those are the once in a blue moon type stuff. And it's kind of, really hard to watch that way, but
that sucked. And it also sucked because the original hit that fight happened because of was about as clean as she gets.
Yeah.
I bet you the guy played the next game and wasn't hit in the head anywhere, was hit right in the middle of the chest with the shoulder. Just thinking out loud. Another guy, another retired jersey in the shed. There's a lot of them, folks. think about it, there's a lot of retired jerseys with my old teammates. I think it's pretty neat. Yannick Tifu, you played with the Rockford Ice Hogs, the U-Haul.
Yeah.
He got his jersey retired with the Reading Royals of the East Coast.
He got retired, eh?
Oh yeah, number 10.
Wow. I knew he was there a while, but
yep.
Yeah, he coming in like after like OHL, like I'm 18 years old, or was I 19? I think I was 19 years old. And it's like playing with these guys that are like, some guys are like 35. It's the first taste of pro hockey. Don't know what's going on. I got my brother's fake ID trying to get into bars with these guys. And he was one of the guys, nicest guy to me, treated me really well. Kind of like,
he's just a happy guy, right? He's just enjoying life. He loves hockey.
Yeah, just loves it. And like he really helped me through like kind of getting to know that the pro game a little bit.
And you need people that help you out when you first get there. It's just different.
Yeah, you have no idea. I've never cooked a meal on my own before. Like I don't know what's like. I got to cook dinner every night now. Like
you weren't much of a cooker. Have you gotten into it yet?
Cooking?
Yeah.
No, I cooked like 4 meals. 3 of them are pastas. And I think Ash is sick of my cooking already. So luckily she's sick of it. So she just cooks herself and it's great.
That's kind of like folding the laundry, right? If you do such a poor job over and over again, they won't ask you to do it anymore.
Yeah. It's the best trick in the world.
Yeah, I understand. But yeah, you played with Tiflif. So yeah, he was on the Daytona Beach Bombers that went to the finals. But anyways, last small world. I think it's neat, right? Because you were 3 years younger than me, but how many players you played with? It's like the list on each team. It's like I could bring up more people, but anyways, St. Mary's at the school there when you ran amok. One guy that was on your squad, a land suit cannibal, Cody Thornton.
Oh, Cody.
Yeah.
I
actually have reached out to him. It had to have been over a year ago because I do him. I've been to an establishment in Landsuit with him and had a couple pops, but played against him a lot. Yeah, he seems like a good dude and always had rave reviews from his teammates of the type of person he was.
Yeah, awesome guy. We it's funny, his wife actually grew up like 10 minutes, 15 minutes from my wife. So
really?
Yeah, they're all out there in Blenheim area.
Blenheim.
And it yeah, but yeah, awesome guy. We went out there and visited him last summer. We'll have to go back out again. When they go home to visit her family and we go home, we'll try to get together. And he's not too far from here, so
he was a good dude. And like, isn't
awesome
Joe
guy.
his uncle?
Yeah,
I think so.
So is Joe's his cousin. Sean is his uncle.
Really? See, folks, genes are a thing.
They are.
They are a thing.
That guy is natural goal scorer. He was
he would give her in land suit. He would give her.
Oh, he puts his body on the line. He scores goals.
He's a team player. Yeah, I think he won the championship there.
Yeah, an unreal guy too. Unreal.
Yeah, so you say the same things as other teammates. It's not that hard to figure out what people are like when you talk around the shed, you know? So
if you're not a good guy, you don't typically keep playing hockey. You kind of get weeded out.
Yeah, they do. You're right. And it is a lot about who you know too in hockey, right? The more you know people, it's usually a good thing, right?
I think just like you there with Aslan. You think if Lordo called and Aslan was not a good guy, that you'd say, no, I don't like him.
Yeah,
he doesn't get a job.
Right. And that's the guy that like Sunayuski keeps instead of me. And it's like, I'm competitive as they get, but it's like, I knew who he was. I knew he was a good player and he was a great guy and a great teammate. And I was like, there's nothing bad to say about this person. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And we won the championship together, folks. Gold helmets. Playoffs weekend though, that's happening, right? In the UK this weekend. those are fun weekends, eh? Where like the whole league all gets together and like you go to a bar and you see like all 10 teams there, like every jersey, and everybody's just smashing pints and having fun.
It's amazing for the fans. I think it has the most nerves as a player. It's
Yeah.
one game, that's it.
Yeah.
And like
It's not
all
a
you got to do is win
series.
2 games. And like every little bounce, like 1 game series they always scare me.
Oh yeah.
1 game,
Yeah.
it
You're right though. It's every little bounce because you can lose games because of bounces. And yeah.
yeah, win games easily. Like it's yeah. And 1 game playoff, then yeah, stressful, to say the
It,
least. Stressful.
mhm. It was stressful as a pregame speaker. I never played in the event, but when I spray painted myself as a SWAT commander, blue, looked like a Smurf. um, you guys did lose to Coventry like 6-0. I don't know if you remember that, but it hurt as a pregame speaker. I did my
I
best.
I do remember that. I think that's one of the games that Franny told me I wasn't allowed to fight.
It's the playoffs, Andrew. You're
Yeah,
not
our team
supposed to
is
be fighting in the playoffs.
well. That's how bad we were playing. So, but
um, another way we know each other though was is your old man's the president of the Leafs Alumni Association, and he is the one that donated the Matt Sundin jersey. That had to have been over a year ago now, eh?
yeah, I think it was right after we all came on, right?
Yeah. It was really cool
This
that he
is
did that, and we raised some money for sick kids in Toronto, and yeah, that was pretty neat.
yeah. This is his last year as president too. So
Is it?
yeah, this is it
Is
for
it
him.
is it like Boca del Grande or whatever in Seinfeld? Is there like a vote now?
Boca
Does he
del
want to?
Vista.
Yeah, does he want to stay on or no?
He's getting impeached.
Yeah.
No, they do 3-year terms. So this is year 3 for him. So he's done, but he's also the president of the Barrie Minor Hockey or whatever his job is back home, and then
He
he also
still likes
coaches a
hockey,
team.
doesn't he?
And then him and his good friend coach a team too. So he's the assistant coach there.
What's he coaching? What age?
I don't know if it's U14s or U15s.
Triple A,
It's
probably.
yeah, AAA.
He's
His
still
team just
right
went to
into it, eh?
the team just went to the OMHAs and lost, but they did pretty well. Made it to the OMHAs and
There's just some concurrent teams in Barrie for OMHAs.
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
He was in Oakville, but
Yeah, no, it's this minor hockey thing's a wild ride, you know?
oh yeah,
Yeah, but I can see why he'd still want to be in it because it keeps you in the game. You get to more people, you get to love the game and like try and win with a group of people. It brought back my love of the game is getting to coach a team and try and teach them how to hockey, you know?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you'll get into it, eh? Your pups are just little.
Yeah, maybe when they get older, I'll get into it, but
I
yeah,
didn't really get that into it when they're just skating around the pylons. Like I go out and help a station, but it's hard to really get into it until they're a team, you know?
yeah, yeah, a little more fun when they understand more of the game. You
Yeah.
can teach the game, not just go skate to that pylon and then go skate to that pylon.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's not just about teaching them like the game on the ice, but like how they are in the locker room and how they talk to each other and
yeah. And
yeah.
I wouldn't be able to deal with like I taught some hockey schools growing up. You know, I still remember this one kid we were trying to do a drill, and he like I swear he saw a butterfly, so he just like looked, saw a butterfly, and just skated off in the distance, chasing the butterfly.
He wasn't quite into it.
No, definitely not into it.
No. But yeah,
But,
no, coaching's pretty neat. You should try it sometime when your kids get older. But I don't know what else I got here for you. You got anything? You got to get to sleep because you got to go arrest people tomorrow, eh? Give
yeah, I
people
gotta be up
speeding
in
tickets, ruin their day.
I gotta be up in 6.5 hours. So
Cheapers.
yeah, I'm gonna have to get to bed here.
We're like real grown-ups now, aren't we?
Oh, it's terrible.
Doesn't that suck?
And then I'm gonna be tired tomorrow, and then probably the next day.
Well, you're gonna have to figure it out when it comes to Batchy's testimonial, okay? I
Oh,
don't care how tired you are, figure it out. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, if we're rooming together, when Ash and I got there, we basically just stayed on Eastern Standard Time.
Right.
So we'd go out, we'd stay up all night. We'd go to bed at, 12, 2, whatever it was, and
Yeah.
then we'd sleep till noon.
No, and
Yeah.
I'm not switching over. You're right. We're sticking with that time zone because we're gonna be hitting Chippy Lane late night. Last last testimonial I played in there at Matthew Myers. We did hit Chippy Lane hard. Luke Piggott did become Piggins or Piglet. he had a tough go that night. We had a fun time. Deese was in one. We were all having a time. And then it's the day of the game, and you're like, geez, people are paying money to watch us play hockey today. And me and my roommate that trip was Tom's Rutkiss, who still needs to come to the shed, And we hit Five Guys. I'd never been there before. I ate half a burger, couldn't put it down, had a tough
It's a
go.
big burger.
Well,
But,
inexpensive, not in a family budget, really. But ate half a burger, couldn't put it down, and then I went and ran amok, won a championship.
Easy.
Right? Still an easy game, folks. It's gonna be fun though. Have you been skating? Are you ready for this?
We just finished our police league 3 weeks ago, maybe.
You're ready. Yeah, you're so ready. Go whatever. Go fuck yourself.
I won't skate between now and then, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I ran amok in an under 11 parent first kids game. So whatever.
Those 11-year-olds have no idea what's going on. 10-year-olds, sorry.
Oh, they thought they were gonna beat us. And I'm like, really? Like, you think you're gonna beat us in hockey? And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to show you. You're not close yet. But it's coming. I'm getting fatter and older every year.
Yeah, whatever. We do what we can.
Right. And we're gonna have fun when we get to Josh Batch's testimonial, folks.
I hope everybody's there.
I hope it's sold out, and all the roster he's got, it should be sold out.
Well, even just to support him, like that guy gives his heart and soul every game, every year to this team. So it's
he'll fight anybody, he'll do anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Guy plays forward, he plays defense, he does
whatever they ask. Yeah. He's just a teammate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And he's playing for Team GB coming up too. Go Batchy. Go Shed guys, right?
Yeah. Go Batchy.
And go Devils this weekend, right? Can't lose to fun banners. And this has been another episode of 2 Ales and Hockey Tales with Hoth and Wally.